We are back once again from the Silver Creek Studios for another episode of Get a Load of This. I'm Jared.
And I'm Ryan.
Hey, and I'm Joe, and I went poo-poo in the potty.
Jesus Christ. It's devolving quickly here, isn't it? We're going
Off
downhill
the bat.
fast. Yeah. So, wow. Well, we're proud of you, Joe.
Yeah.
It's a red letter day.
If I can ever get that wiping down,
Yeah.
tell you what, I can go out in public.
Yeah, it's easier with paper. Just letting you know.
Oh, shit. Been using the back of my shirt for years.
Yeah, well, the more you know. We're here to help.
That's right. Thanks, guys.
So, hey, everybody. Yeah, it's March, if you don't know. It's March for us. Hopefully you're listening to this in March. Hopefully you've subscribed.
Yes.
And you've liked us, and you've done all the social media stuff you're supposed to do on Twitters and Instagrams and Facebook now. Hey, we're on Facebook.
Hey, check
Get a
it
load
out.
of this. At Load This Podcast on all the social
Come on,
media.
guys,
I'm
we're
sorry.
fun.
Yeah, at Load This Podcast. Is that right? Yeah. So anyway, it's March. And
With March comes March Madness.
That's right. That's right. And so my bracket is toast. I would imagine.
everybody
Yeah, I seen
says-
on ESPN everybody's bracket, and ESPN
Yeah.
was not perfect.
Yeah, no, I'm sure there's people out there that are either a hell of a
Huge
lot
Buffalo
luckier.
fans.
Yeah. Or they're lucky, or they filled out 30 brackets, or somehow or another they found a way to wade through this. But yeah, everybody's pretty much screwed on the whole thing. So we figured that everybody's tired of talking about basketball brackets, so we're going to do a little twist on it. We are going to do the Sweet 16 of movie franchises.
That's right. So, what is a franchise? What do you guys consider a movie franchise?
Well,
I think you're saying that wrong, Jared.
Oh. Is it franchisee or?
No, movie franchise. I thought we were going to talk about the small note on the back of our neck. Franchise. And
Franchise. With
if
the
you ro-
accent.
Where is this?
It's a small node on the back of your neck, and if you roll it as such, happy thoughts come,
Is that
which
right?
is nice.
Is
And
that
I thought
so?
that's what we were going to talk. 16 of them, though. I only got one.
So you weren't prepared
Well,
to
I
talk
got
about.
two. I'm sorry, guys. You don't?
Well, no, yeah, no, I'm that's new. That's new, but I am impressed with the knowledge. Did you go to med school to learn that? Should
No.
we start calling you Dr. Joe?
Well, if you call med school the back of a van under a bridge, then yes, I went a lot.
Some guy you only called sir taught you about this.
Exactly. He taught it with a blindfold.
Well, that's not the franchise, or however
Franchise.
you say franchise. That the emphasis is on the wrong syllable. We're talking about movie franchises, and I think the technical
okay.
definition is any movie that has two or more, or one or more sequels. So what we're going to say, you had to have three.
It's got to be a trilogy or more.
Yeah, got to be a trilogy or more, just to kind of bring the field down a little bit. So yeah, that's how we're going with it. We're going to see how this goes. This is probably more organized than we've ever been before. We've actually done some preparation.
I'll fuck that up.
But yeah, as you probably have been able to figure out, we're kind of just winging it here. We're figuring things out and spitting off the cuff. So, but we did some prep and
A little bit.
It was fun. I drew a picture.
That's right, he did. Yeah,
A doodle, if you will.
yeah, it's a truck, and we're proud of Joe.
Yeah.
Well,
a
before we
load.
get into it, let's bring up a couple of the movies that did not make the cut.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So I had probably the most, and I think Jared and I both had the same one on our list that did not make the cut, but it's the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. And just it didn't make the cut. I don't know why.
We talked about breaking it down into each of the trilogies. You know, you got the Iron Man trilogy, Captain America, Thor, all the different their own trilogies. But you take it as a whole, it's the Marvel Universe. And as much as we love them, it didn't make the
Until
cut.
Black Widow gets 3,
Right.
they're out.
Yeah.
You're protesting until she has her own trilogy.
3.
Good for you, Joe.
Yeah.
What was another one that didn't make the cut? I think you and I, Ryan, both had Superman in our top list.
Yeah,
but it
the
didn't
original
make the cut.
Superman.
Right, the Christopher Reeve movies.
Right. And it's kind of a shame because they're they got a warm spot in my heart for Christopher Reeve. And
Best part of all of them is when Superman gives up.
Yeah.
I guess that's when Zod and he goes to that that bar.
The diner.
The diner, yeah.
No, not the diner. He's sitting at a bar getting drunk and he's shooting peanuts at the glass.
Right.
And the little kid walks by and goes, "Look, Mom, Superman's drunk." For that reason, I have a Superman costume at home. Can show you. I'll put it on and wear it.
I think I've seen it like
Does it come with a
Halloween
bowl of
about
donuts?
10 years ago.
Yeah, I'll put it on. Look, Mom, Superman's drunk. He is.
Yeah, again.
Yeah. That's the best. But I think that was General Zod, that General Zod to me,
Far
awesome.
better than the newer
The
General
newer
Zod.
one, yeah, which I like him
agree.
too,
Yeah.
but first one was awesome.
I agree.
Another surprising absentee was Lord of the Rings,
Right.
which
Yeah.
Not for me.
Get the cloak out of here.
these two fuckers did not even see a single minute of those movies.
Not
No.
even a previews.
Well, we're gonna have another movie night, so we know we've
Yeah,
gotta
right.
we've got to bring you into the fold on some
Wow,
of our
but
movies.
there's like 9 of those, man.
Yeah,
It's not
that's
like I'm gonna make them watch Airplane 4 times. All right, we got even Stevens, man.
Well, we'll have to throw in some other ones for him, I guess. Yeah, but I had another one. Well, the Smokey and the Bandit movies
Oh, yeah.
didn't
Oh,
make the
yeah.
cut, and they're some of my favorites. Well, at least the first one. The second one's pretty good. Dom DeLuise is a hell of a character.
It had an elephant as a character.
Hey, you know,
Charlene was her name.
is that no Charlotte?
Charlotte.
Yeah, it was Charlotte. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but Dom DeLuise and Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, Cannonball Run.
It's
I
good
like
stuff.
that stuff.
It's good
That's cool.
stuff.
Did
Yeah.
Cannonball Run had 3?
It might have. We might have missed another one there. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. If I could interject on this,
Was Medea, right? Or Medea? How do you say that, Joe?
I say Styler Perry. So, no, mine was Naked Gun, and
All right.
like I said, I was really worried if I should put that as a horror or a comedy because OJ is a star.
That's true. Yeah.
Slasher film.
Yeah, it's riding a line there. I'm not sure where that one would fall, but it didn't make the cut.
Not even close.
OJ made some cuts, but
Well, OJ made apparently a lot
Yeah.
from the scenes I've seen.
allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. He had that show. If I did it, this is how I would do it. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. So let's get into this.
All
I
right.
think we've laid the groundwork. We have already done we put together our 16 teams in a bracket, and I don't think it's going to be any surprise to our listeners, anybody that knows Jared, that the number 1 seed was Star Wars, and we had considered disallowing Star Wars altogether.
What you two just
Right.
considered. I didn't
Right.
consider. But
True.
For 2 reasons.
Well-
1, it could shit $1 billion, and 2, I don't have any of the costumes. Not a one. I looked. I thought I had Leia, by Jabba the Hutt.
the gold bikini.
Yeah.
Sold it at a garage
Yeah,
sale.
well, that'll be our next Instagram post is Joe in
Yeah.
the Leia costume.
No, I think I sold it, so I'll have to go R2D2.
All right. So, so Star Wars is number 1, but
I don't think it's a shoe-in. I think it's going to have a tough road ahead.
I don't know.
I'll fight her.
it is
I'll
the
fight her.
It's the Barry Bonds of this bracket. It's
Yeah.
it's a little bit of a powerhouse. So, but up against it, number 1 in the first round is Bond, James Bond,
007,
And-
the
yeah,
16 seed.
And I think I can make a pretty strong case. I don't know if I'm going to win
Yeah.
this argument, but James Bond has been around for 50 years doing what he does, nailing broads and drinking martinis.
You're not wrong.
And-
Shaken, not stirred.
Right. And I mean, you really can't argue with that kind of success. It's sustained success.
Mhm.
And sorry for all the S's there. But yeah, I mean, he's been doing it for a long time, and every movie has performed well.
Yeah.
I have seen maybe 10% of Bond movies,
Hmm.
but they're good, and they've been around, and they keep making them. So, and Star Wars, honestly, has had some clinkers. It had a couple of low points.
It did have some low points in there.
And
But
Jar
we'll
Jar-
get into that. We'll get into that.
If I'm going with the Bond, I got to go Roger Moore Bond, only because, and I'll tell you why. Saturday Night Live would do Roger Moore playing Jeopardy. That is the best.
Yeah. No, it wasn't
Trebek.
Roger Moore. That was
Connery, Sean
Connery's.
Connery.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's Sean
yeah.
Connery. Then that's,
That's
what I
right.
like.
That's
Sean
right. Yeah,
Connery.
yeah,
Sean
yeah.
Connery.
Right.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trebek. Rough, just the way your mother likes it, Trebek. So my vote. If I'm gonna, and plus I love the upset. And if a 16 beats a 1, We all get free pizza from Little Caesars.
Wow. This might happen here, kids.
Well, we'll see how it shakes out.
So-
All right, what's our 2 seed?
Well, no. Are we going to go through the whole seeds?
Oh,
or
I
are
think
we
we
just
got
going
to
to
go through all of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'll just quickly let everybody know what our bracket is.
All
and
right.
then we'll
All
get
right.
into
The
it.
number 2 seed was Joe's choice of Friday the 13th.
Very good.
It's a solid choice. It's
Classic horror franchise.
in the first round. It's going up against the number 15 seed, National Lampoon's Vacation.
Oh, man.
Ooh, that's a tough one,
That's
guys.
a good
gonna be
one.
tough.
So we're going to have a fight there.
Mhm.
And then we have a number 3 seed of where the hell to go? That's not what it's called. Of Rocky, which is
Rocky,
my
all right.
choice, and
Yeah.
obviously it's my number 1 across the board. And it's going up against the number 14 solid choice coming from Joe of Sharknado.
Sharknado. Hey,
Sharknado.
you have to love a franchise.
It's not looking good for Sharknado.
Probably
No.
not. But, you know, Tara Reid has like a saw or something on her hand in a few of them.
Yeah.
And you got to love the guy from 90210.
And also, Rocky's never had a first round knockout.
That's true.
So, you never know.
Yeah,
Anything,
Sharknado.
anything can happen here.
You know,
So,
sharks, tornadoes.
yeah.
What's more frightening?
Against
Oh, I
Rocky.
know what's more frightening. I'll tell you exactly right now. A retard mama's boy who runs around with a hockey mask on. That shit is fucking terrifying.
We'll get there. Maybe there'll be that matchup.
And hopefully, oh God.
So number 4 seed, we have Back to the Future, and they're matched up against the number 13 seed Dark Knight. That's Back to the Future. I don't know whose choice that was, but I think they're both Jared's. I think they're
They might
both
have both
Jared's
been
choices.
mine,
Yeah. So then we have the 5th round. Number 5 seed is Beverly Hills Cop, and they're going up against Lethal Weapon.
Achel Foley.
And then,
Achmel.
number 6 is one of my favorites, The Godfather. If you've listened to our previous episodes, you'll know that I've overanalyzed those movies, and that's going up against another Joe choice, The Hangover.
The Hangover. All right.
And then we are up to the 7 seed, and that is Indiana Jones, and they're going up against Alien.
The 7-10 matchup.
That's going to be a tough one, I think. And then where are we at here? Am I done? No, I'm not done. 8 is Die Hard, going up against Sly Stallone again as Rambo. And I think that rounds it out. That's
think so.
the entire bracket. So how we're gonna do this is we are gonna
Call in.
Yeah, we gotta call. Yeah. It's gonna be a while.
Yeah.
So we got 3 votes at the table.
Yeah.
We're each gonna get a vote, and we're gonna move through the first round pretty quickly because we
Time
don't have a lot of
constraints.
time, and we know you guys are probably about halfway to work right now, and you don't want to listen to this.
We'll
shit
get into a little more on the Final Four.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first round, folks, Star Wars versus James Bond.
Wow.
So I'm gonna give Joe the first vote.
Well, I'm going to have to say I've watched more of Star Wars. I've seen a lot more of that, which, I mean, I didn't see a lot of it. I've seen the original 3. James Bond, I mean, it's a cool son of a bitch, don't get me wrong. And
Got cool toys.
yeah,
Mhm.
He's got some
Hey.
cool gadgets.
but he's British.
Well, true, but
You know, he's on the wrong side of the pond, fellas.
America.
50 years.
America.
50 years of laying down classic movies.
Well, but it took a few of them to do it.
True, it did take it.
So, you know, I don't know. I'm 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other.
Should have get out the pot, Joe.
I'm gonna go Star Wars. I'm going with Star
Oh,
Wars.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
I'm
going
a
Star Wars.
Yeah, man, I think Star Wars is going to win. Jared's going to vote Star Wars. Is that
I
right?
think I'm going to go Star Wars. Yeah.
I would have voted Bond, but
Yeah. 2-1.
yeah,
Star
But
Wars.
Star Wars moves on, not
close.
surprisingly. All right, so second game is we have Friday the 13th, Joe's favorite retard in a hockey mask,
Yeah.
and, against Vacation.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna make my case here for Vacation.
Okay.
I know Friday the 13th 's got a lot of movies and probably more box office gross.
I don't know,
Maybe.
but go on. They're very
But-
campy.
But Vacation has more notable quotations.
Well, yeah, if
and-
Jason doesn't speak.
Very good
Hey,
point.
if you didn't know,
Right.
there's no hole in there for
There's
a
not a lot
mouth.
of quotes
But
from
there's
Jason.
there's so many moments from the Vacation movies.
Roll 'em
that,
up.
That there you go. See?
I wonder if these guys know the Commodores.
So, I think I made my point here. I don't know. I think we're gonna have our first upset here. I'm gonna go with my first vote. I'm voting for Vacation over Friday the 13th.
Well, I can tell you right now, I put up Friday the 13th. I love it. It's a horror movie. I get excited every time it's on TV. Again, it's campy. It's silly. It's stupid. I get it, but if you look past it, it's just like I said, it's a big fucking dumb animal running around in overalls and a hockey mask because he's so hideous.
Yeah.
And it rings home with me. So
I guess that's a vote for.
I'm going Friday. I'm going
Jason.
Friday 13th. Yeah.
So Jared, the tiebreaker's on you, brother.
Well, I think as much as Friday the 13th is probably the classic horror franchise. I think one of the drawbacks is there's a bunch of people that maybe have never even seen the first one, don't even realize that it wasn't even about Jason in that one, really. It was about the mom. I think that kind of detracts from it a little bit, and there's not a lot of dialogue to quote from Jason, so I'm going to go with Vacation. It's
right
classic.
on. Well, upset.
Yep,
Look at that. That's the UMBC of...
I'm leaving. See ya.
Oh, shit. No, Joe, don't go. Calm down. You got to go through security to get out of here.
Oh,
so
yeah.
sit
Fuck
down.
that big pawed motherfucker.
So our number 3 seed is the one and all. I'm going to switch it up. We're going to go the number 8 seed, and we're going to go Die Hard versus Rambo. 8 versus 9.
8-9.
Die Hard versus Rambo. So, I don't know. Arguments? I think there might be both my choices that I threw on the board there.
Well, I'll go first, I guess.
Okay.
I think Die Hard kind of redefined the action movie in the 80s, and really since then, the villain in Die Hard redefined action movie villains. Rambo, obviously is classic. You got the war vet theme going on, and there's, I think as a younger kid, I didn't realize all that, the whole Vietnam talk and all how they were treated coming back from the war and everything. That was mostly the first one, but so some of that was over my head. But watching it now, I really kind of pick up on that.
Yeah,
I
that
like
first one's a really good movie.
Yeah, it really
and
is.
when we were kids watching it, I thought it was a cool movie because he was killing people with
a Bowie knife.
Yeah, with crazy methods.
Is
and
that a saw in the back? Wow.
But now watching it, it's like it was a really good movie. Much better than I think it probably got credit for at the time. I don't know. I was 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was young.
I would say one of the things detracting from Die Hard is the later Die Hard movies. The fourth, is there a fifth one? I think.
I think there's.
Those are pretty bad.
I love them.
Yeah, I love every Die Hard.
The first 3 are great. I don't know. I didn't like the second 2 or the last 2 as much.
I
but
liked both. I liked all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with
but
Joe.
I think I am gonna go Die Hard. It's my favorite action 80s action movie. So.
I am gonna go Die Hard as well. Rambo was cool. I liked it. I liked Rambo 4. That shit was sick.
Yeah.
I mean,
was that the most recent one?
Yeah, and they cut the guy in half, and he's rolling down the hill, and he's twisting on. Yeah,
I've ever
it's
seen.
macabre.
Yeah,
I think it had more deaths than any at the time, more deaths than any other film. And
I think the sealer for it all really comes down to one thing, and the original Die Hard, my friends, is a Christmas movie.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I just watched it.
I've got to send it through. I love Die Hard.
Yeah.
Look at that, we got a Christmas
John
movie in our
McClane.
bracket. Yeah. Well, and my vote doesn't matter, but I would have voted for Rambo, of course. So.
Oh wow.
No, I wouldn't have. I probably would have voted for Die Hard. I'm just trying to
Jump on the bandwagon.
I'm just trying to be the dissenter here. So, we'll move over to the 7-10 matchup just to keep things exciting here, and we have Indiana Jones versus Alien.
Another tough one.
This is a tough one, but it's easy for me. I just recently watched Alien, the original Alien, and it's a good movie. But it doesn't hold up because of the special effects, the computers that they were using.
Sure.
It's pretty.
It's 1979.
I get it. But look, Star Wars was made in 1977, and it held up pretty good. It's
touche. I'll shut up.
So Alien, and then just overall, I get they were limited by the times, but the special effects. It was a great movie. Don't get me wrong, but the special effects were kind of shit. Now they've had a lot of other movies. I think they got 7 or 8 maybe in that franchise, and they're good. But I really think Indiana Jones delivers, with the exception of the one with Shia LaBeouf.
Right.
Every other Indiana Jones movie's been pretty stellar in my book.
Yeah.
It's right up there. So I vote Indiana Jones.
Okay.
Jared?
Well, I'm kind of in lockstep with Ryan on this one. I love the Alien movies, probably more than, I was going to say more than most people, but there's a lot of people that really get down on the third one. That's one of my favorite movies of the Alien movies, it's Alien 3. I like the fourth one. The Prometheus movies are fine, but, they're not as good. Aliens, Alien 3 are classic. But Indiana Jones, it's hard to beat Harrison Ford and an
Yeah.
adventure.
It's tough.
You got comedy, you got romance, you got action. It's great.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones.
Your vote doesn't matter, Joe.
Well, but I have a, and it really doesn't ever. So,
But go ahead. Tell us
Yeah.
what you're feeling.
I've never seen any aliens. Any of them.
Any of them?
Not a stitch.
wow.
Not a, now, I know Sigourney Weaver's in it, and I think wasn't the chick who stole things. Ryder, Winona
Winona
Ryder.
Ryder,
She's
yeah.
a klepto, yeah.
Yep.
I know she was in
Stole
some.
things.
But what it really comes down to with me on one thing is Kate Capshaw, Miss Spielberg,
Yeah.
who was in those movies, went to my high school, graduated 74.
Really?
Yep.
No
Wow.
shit.
No shit. Check it
Well, How
out.
about that?
Clean sweep. All right, what's next?
So next up we have we'll go down to the 5-12 matchup, and that is Beverly Hills Cop versus Lethal Weapon. So they, two
This-
great,
Mm-hmm.
and they came out
80s
right around the same
franchise,
time.
yeah.
And
Go ahead, Joey. I think you had the Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, I did. Beverly Hills Cop. So we really got Axel Foley, a household name, a beloved African American Eddie Murphy against an anti-Semite Mel Gibson. So, I mean, honestly, is this really even an art? I mean, can we just erase it now? Now I understand that Danny Glover was also a lovable African American, but honestly, so I'm going Beverly Hills Cop. I understand 3 was terrible, but it had a Fox Body Mustang in it, so I love that.
All
right.
And it also had a song by Eazy-E, so
There you go.
you can't
Yeah.
go wrong. I mean, that's,
Well, and it had Bronson Pinchot of what was that sitcom from the 80s that he was in?
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that was in 2 and 3. That
he-
was
2 and
Perfect
3?
Strangers.
Perfect Strangers, yeah. Bronson Pinchot.
Akmel Foley. Akmel. Say my name. Axel. Akmel. And then he was selling big ass guns in 3.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Balki Bartakamus was his
Yeah.
character in Perfect Strangers, yeah.
What about you, Ryan?
Well, I think I'm going to have to go with. I mean, I like Beverly Hills Cop. I really do. But I think Lethal Weapon holds up pretty well. Now there's a new TV show on. It's
Yeah, that's
obvious.
right.
The story, it's just a good story, and
It is.
it's
It
buddy
truly
cops
is.
are always a good way to go.
Unless your
And-
last name is Goldberg.
Right. Well,
Or
and
Einstein.
despite Mr. Gibson's indiscretions, I am going to tally my vote for Lethal Weapon.
Pressure's on here. Well, I mean, I'm a huge Lethal Weapon fan. I've seen those movies much more than I've seen the Beverly Hills Cop movies. The big thing Beverly Hills Cop has going for it is the theme song, right? Everybody
Right.
knows the Beverly Hills Cop theme song.
both of the first 2, they were the theme songs for the same years that the Cardinals went to
Well, the heat is on.
Heat Is On and
Well,
Shake
yeah.
Down, Break Down.
Yeah. Well, but Axel's theme, I think,
But
is what
yeah.
you're talking about, which is
Right.
that. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah,
Right.
that is
Classic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
It is.
No words though,
But
kind of boring.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
I'm-
Not as boring as the hate that Mel Gibson brings.
Well,
But
yeah.
you're right.
I guess I forgot all about the anti-Semite stuff
Oh,
with Mel Gibson,
boy.
but I gotta go with the Lethal Weapon franchise. It's ingrained
Oh
in
my
me.
goodness.
That's-
I shouldn't even have showed up.
It's the mullet.
You got to fight.
It's the mullet. Hey, yeah, it is it. He has some sexy hair. It's all coiffed up.
You know, and I think Lethal Weapon could be considered a Christmas movie too, or one of them.
It
was.
is
Yeah.
a Christmas
Mhm.
movie.
Yeah.
The first 2 did come on at Christmas.
Right. So yeah, we got some festivities going on here. So.
And I'm a Rene Russo fan, so
Oh,
There you
I
go.
am also a Rene Russo fan, but you know what? Thanks for screwing me, guys.
moving on.
Well, here's another one of yours coming up against a monster, Joe. We have the number 11 seed, The Hangover,
hmm
up against Mario Puzo's classic, The Godfather.
I don't even know how this is even a contest.
No.
When you take the wit and the greatness of Zach Galifianakis and you put it up against a bum like Marlon Brando, I mean a hack actor who should have been doing sci-fi commercials. I really don't see how this is even. I mean, this is a lob, guys. This is a lob.
So your vote's for
A hangover,
The
hands
Hangover.
down. Ed Helms with face tattoo, knocked out by Mike Tyson.
well, and
You
the
kidding
fake
me?
breast on Ed Helms. Yeah.
Yeah, and Bradley Cooper. What? I mean, honestly, what a great actor.
Yeah, and a
Great
handsome
actor.
fella too.
And a handsome fella
Yeah,
nonetheless.
yeah.
Much more attractive to the ladies than
Then Al Pacino.
and Al Pacino, or
Any of those
Sonny,
guys. Yeah, yeah.
any of them.
Yeah, yeah.
And honestly, Just a better all-around film.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. Well, duly noted. Joe's vote is for The Hangover. I don't think it's any surprise to anybody. I'm gonna vote for The Godfather. I don't even need to make an argument here.
Right. Well, while I don't get off on The Godfather the way a lot of people do, I do acknowledge its prominence in movie history is kind of up there.
Isn't this a bag of horse shit just dealt out?
The classic
It's like,
mobster
why did I even
movie.
make the list? You guys know this, took this list, and it's a sad list compared to what these two showed up with. I mean, they opened shoe boxes and everything, and I showed up with 2 posters.
Jared
they
had a
both
float.
stuck to my head.
Yeah, Jared had a flow chart.
I did, yeah.
This is terrible. I
I
had
think
So
we're going.
Godfather
I had a
with The
cool
Godfather.
doodle.
It's a dump truck.
It's a dump truck.
All right. So next matchup is a 4 versus 13. We have this is a good one. I think this one will create some discussion here. Back to the Future versus The Dark Knight.
Oh, wow, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So by The Dark Knight, we mean the Christopher Nolan trilogy, Batman
Right.
Begins, Dark Knight, Dark
Right.
Knight Rises.
Well, I'm going to tell you
what do
my
think?
opinion on The Dark Knight. Number one, I think we already talked about Back to the Future in a previous show, and you know our ages, or you got an idea where we are, and it's in my sweet spot is Back to the Future, and they're classic. They're great films. I love them all. I love Michael J. Fox and what the hell's his name? Doc Brown's
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd. You know, even better as from his Taxi character. Yeah, that guy. Yeah. I don't know, boss. Yeah, he's great. So in Dark Knight, tends to put me to sleep, believe it or not.
Wow.
It has some slow spots in it.
It does,
when
yeah.
he's doing his ninja shit, it's like, oh, Jesus Christ. Come on, let's get on with it. Let's go
It's
kill
a-
some bad
it's
guys
a
here.
Soft, low, Batman.
Yeah, you can only talk like this for so long. It's like, all right, we get it. You're a badass, and you know a lot of cool things, and you got a fancy belt. My sons will know, especially my oldest boy, that I'm not that I hate Batman, but I don't fully appreciate Batman as a superhero. He's a really rich guy. He's like Iron Man. He's a rich guy with a lot of cool toys. So anyway, my votes are Back
Couple
to the
of
Future.
hobbyists. Okay,
Yeah.
yours is Back to the Future. I'll go, Jared, and
Go
you
ahead,
can be
yeah.
the tiebreaker. And I like both movies. Honestly, probably my favorite Joker. I'm gonna go with Heath, even though I really like Jack Nicholson.
Mm-hmm.
And Bane and all that shit's awesome. Now with Back to the Future, there are so many quotable lines for
Right.
me. I
Well,
think
we
I
go
could
back
recite the entire movie.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
good.
It is good. What, Lorraine? What? No, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
All 3 of them, I liked them. I am, you know what? I'm going Back to the Future. I have to.
Okay.
I love it.
Well, my vote doesn't matter, but I'm a huge Batman fan. I love The Dark Knight. I love Heath Ledger as the Joker, but Back to the Future all the way.
Great.
Yeah, we'll have another. We're going to have to talk about Batman. I think we could have an episode, the one about Batman.
Yeah.
Because I have some strong opinions.
Yeah. Okay.
As
should
we
do
all
that
do.
sometime.
I think you're right. We probably could.
Interesting character.
Yeah. Well,
And then and we'll get back those 7 fucking ass cats that were in the basement that got all pissed off about the cloak joke.
right,
We'll get them back.
right. Well, and I think we could even do like Batman versus Superman. You know,
Mhm.
because I'm a big Superman fan.
Yeah.
See, I want to do like maybe like Batman versus I don't know, like the bagger,
Sharknado.
the bagger at Schnucks or
Yeah.
something. Who do you think would win in a fight?
Well, you give them both the same tools. You know.
Well, yeah, I don't
How
know.
about this?
I'll tell you
How
this.
about this? The Rock with the same utility belt that Batman has versus Batman.
Well, but
Who's
the
going to win?
But the
Rock's going to win
Batman,
all day
He
of
long.
won't fit in the
course.
suit though.
Well, but get him
And
his own
I
suit.
could tell you something right now. You want to talk about a magic belt? You ought to see the one I got on. All right, it's doing a lot of things right now.
So
I'd show you, but it'd take too long.
Our final first round matchup, speaking of Sharknado, is Sharknado versus number 3 seed Rocky Balboa.
What?
Do we even need to get into it? How the hell did Sharknado make our top
Because
17?
it's got more than 3 movies. Son of a
Okay.
bitch. Here's the conspiracy of it all. This is the BS that it is. You know, and this is how all them coaches get pissed off when the bracket comes out on that Sunday. Because this is bullshit. You don't put Rocky up against Sharknado. It should have went up against what else we got?
The Hangover? Maybe.
Okay, yeah. At least I would have won on one. I would have got something.
Right. Well,
I'm going to say Hangover or Sharknado because it's fucking awesome, and tornadoes and sharks are terrifying, and it's awesome.
Yeah. Well,
And the visual effects have gotten better. How's that sound?
they have improved over time. Their budget has grown.
Yeah, their budget has grown because the movie got better.
No, I think because people watched it as a fluke, as a joke. I got to see this shit show.
And they did. You're right.
Yeah.
But you know what? They have like midnight showings of it, like Rocky Horror.
No,
and
it's
stuff
got
like
a cult
that.
following. It has its merits, but it doesn't. It's no Rocky Balboa. It's no Rocky.
That's right. I'm certain Ryan and I
But
are
I bet
both
Rocky
going with
would
Rocky.
watch it.
Yeah,
so-
I bet Rocky would have watched it.
Rocky probably did watch it.
And at 30 minutes into our podcast, we probably need to move on to the next round.
Oh, are we? Wow,
We're pretty far
Look
in.
at this. See, we're having
That's
fun,
right.
folks. Round 2.
You know what? Hey, you know what we should do? We should probably two-part this.
You think?
We might have to break it up. I don't know.
We should two-part this. I'm telling you. It'll make them, everyone will have their thoughts. What do you think, fellas? Call in. The number. 555.
Well, we'll keep going for now. We can split it up if we have to.
Yeah. So round 2, we have first round. Our first matchup will be. Well, let's not go with Star Wars. Let's go over here to Vacation versus Indiana Jones.
Now it's getting tough.
So it gets a little bit tougher here, and we've already made our arguments for.
Yeah.
So these should go a little bit quicker because there's
It
only so
should.
many things we can say.
I would say between these two, some of the later vacation movies are pretty weak
I don't
compared to
know.
the first couple.
I don't know. Vegas
Well,
Vacation.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
Vegas Vacation took a shit.
But it has great lines.
European
It does-
vacation.
Welcome to the damn tour.
You've got the.
Yeah, you can take all the damn pictures you want.
Right.
What
Mr.
was
Papa
what was-
Giorgio.
Mr. Papa Giorgio, yeah. I don't know. I put a coin in. I want a car. I put a coin in. I want a car.
It's good. Yeah. It's anyway. So
But I got to go Indiana Jones. On
You're
this
going
one.
Indiana
It's
Jones.
classic adventure movie. Harrison Ford. Can't go wrong.
Oh man, Joe, you want to weigh in?
Yeah, I've got one thing to say. Cousin Eddie.
So you're going.
I'm going vacation.
Shit, I knew this was going to happen. And yeah, I mean, I can make strong arguments for both, but I just feel I think as much as I love Vacation, as much as I love Chevy Chase, I'm going to have to go with Indiana Jones. Sorry, Joe.
Yeah, God
Setting a trend
Rob.
here.
I even brought the Warner ladder so I could cut down the fucking the net, and you assholes are just making it so hard.
Yeah, well, you never know. You could. Well,
That's what she said.
I don't know that you have any left here. Any of your choices?
No, I probably don't. I'll just back off. You know what? No, you know what? I'm not going to
No,
do.
you're
I'm-
You still got
I-
some
spoiler.
opinions.
I'm
You can
going.
weigh in.
I got a fucking boatload of opinions.
So to round out that side of the bracket, we have. This is a good one. This is tough.
This is.
Both Talia Shire starring
Oh, I didn't
movies.
think about that. Yeah.
Rocky versus The Godfather.
Yeah.
Both Italian-based
That's right.
movies. So for all the Italians out there, so I'm just going to go right.
Both of you.
I'm going to go right out there, and as much as I love The Godfather, I can't believe these two are up against each other. I got to go with Rocky.
Yeah.
I mean, Rocky is every time it's on, I got to watch it. I will watch it a million times. I mean, it never gets old to me. Any of them. Even the shitty
Right.
ones with Tommy Gunn. I'll watch that one.
Oh, that was great. Old lion versus young lion.
Only in America.
Right. What was his name? The Duke. Yeah, it was the Duke.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going with Rocky.
I'm going Rocky as well. But I really do think we need to bring up the fact that in all the fights, there was no defense, and they were nothing but complete, full-on, undefended headshots
Yeah.
for 15 rounds.
It's no wonder he has brain issues.
It's they should have both died. I mean, it was full-on headshot exchanges.
Yeah.
Enough to, I mean,
Cut me, Mick.
You cut me. That was ridiculous.
I agree. Rocky all the way.
We're going to make it through this here, all right? So next, we're going to go with Star Wars versus Die Hard.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And this is a tough one.
Yeah.
So maybe this is where Star Wars falls. I don't know. I'm a big fan of Die Hard. I'm a big fan of both. So it's really it's tough for me to
Well, I'll go first.
go.
Because it's easy for me. I love Die Hard. I don't know Star Wars that much, so I'm going to be the easy vote on this. Die Hard all the way.
I feel like Die Hard changed the way action movies were made, but Star Wars obviously changed the way sci-fi movies were made, and probably a lot of movies in general. huge cultural impact on kids and adults.
Yeah.
Billions of dollars made, still going strong. Star Wars over Die Hard. But I
Damn
do
it.
love Die Hard.
Yeah.
Sure you do.
And so it's on me to break the tie here.
Yeah.
And
And so now that
as
those
much as
7
I-
guys are listening, fingers crossed.
right. So as much as I want to upset Star Wars, I cannot argue with its importance.
John McClane.
I know. And
No shoes. He did the first one with no shoes. Are you kidding me? Show me one Jedi Knight without
that went
shoes.
shoeless.
Yeah.
Yoda.
I didn't see him fight.
You didn't watch.
Well, you're right. I didn't watch. But when I seen his ass, he was hanging out in a swamp next to a
Right.
fucking wreck looking
I don't
like
think-
Sanford and
I
Son.
don't think he ever wore shoes, did he? Did Yoda wear shoes?
He might have had flip flops. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sandals.
I
Yeah.
think he was shoeless.
I think I got to go with Star Wars.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
There's still time. There's still time.
Yeah, it's
so
going to
hope-
get interesting.
I so
here.
hope Hangover runs in the middle of it all.
So to round out our final four, we have Back to the Future versus Lethal Weapon,
Oh, okay.
our favorite anti-Semite.
Yeah.
versus
Figures he would go up against Michael J. Fox, the
Right.
little guy with Parkinson's.
yeah. So
It's getting shaky.
it is. Jesus. All right. So
Well, as much as I love both franchises, again, I side with the sort of the adventure aspect of Back to the Future, time travel, the comedy, Johnny B. Good, playing the guitar on stage. You
Yeah.
can't go wrong with
Yeah.
Back to the Future.
all right.
Jared, I'm with you 100%.
All right. I think it's a unanimous on that
Sweet.
one. Yeah. Sorry, Mel. Didn't happen this
Yeah.
time for you.
Yeah.
So we're at our final
Go back
four.
to the
We are at the
God.
final four. We've got.
Let's recap our four here.
We have in the final four. We have Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Rocky Balboa, and Back to the Future. So
Four
A
solid
solid
movies.
list.
yeah, this is
And
good.
Spielberg represented well.
Yeah, very well. Yeah. So, well, let's start with. Let's just get this out of the way. Star Wars versus Back to the Future.
I don't know. That's tougher than you might think. Obviously, Star Wars probably has a bigger cultural impact, financial impact. There's more toys out there.
Yeah.
But it lacks the realism that, as much as you're talking about time travel in a DeLorean, Back to the Future is a little more realistic. So you kind of draw in more fans that way.
Right.
You don't have to be a sci-fi fan to like Back to the Future. Michael J. Fox is a great comedian, actor that everybody loves.
Well, great is a reach. Great
Well,
comedian.
yeah,
but
everybody
very
likes
good.
He's
Michael
got
J.
good
Fox.
timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brought
Good
on
actor.
by.
And Christopher Lloyd again.
Right,
you
right.
know.
And anything with Elizabeth Shue, you know.
Not the original.
Right, exactly. She came in the second and third
In the
ones,
second
but
one.
but I gotta go Star Wars.
Of course.
All right. I'm gonna go,
All right.
and I'm gonna pick Back to the Future, and
Wow.
here's why. Because, and I'm stretching here, so because this is hard for me, but I got to get Star Wars out of there because everybody knows it's up there. So we're
You're
just
still going to keep your billions.
we're toying with ourselves here if we're lying. But Back to the Future had mass appeal, and
It did.
it had multi-generational. You had our parents that loved it because it had the nostalgia factor. You had
Mhm.
kids that loved it because it was a flying DeLorean.
Right.
It really checked all the boxes, and
Mhm.
it was pound for pound great movies that of their time, and they hold up very, very well today.
They do.
And so I'm gonna throw it out there. Back to the Future. So you got to break this tie here, brother.
Oh, real
Wow.
drama coming down here in the final four, ladies and gentlemen.
Getting nervous.
Getting nervous. Again, we're going up to a movie that I watched with my mom
Ugh.
against a movie
How
I've
can you
barely
compete with
even
that?
seen.
It's not even
Oh.
fair.
I'm going to go with Back to the Future, of course.
Oh,
I have
geez.
to.
Upset.
And bye-bye, Star Wars. What I have to say about Back to the Future and why you were talking, Ryan, it brought me back to Gray's Sports Almanac.
Yeah.
The number 2, and everyone really felt bad about that. And we all just had our little October 22nd, 2015 was them going into the future.
Right.
October
Right.
25th, I think.
Something
Was it?
like that, yeah.
Something like that. I know it was 2015, and
Yeah.
we're all supposed to be able to wear shoes that
Right.
self-adjust,
Maybe it
and
was
our coat
26.
sleeves go up, and we fly and everything. But
Hoverboards.
I'm glad we're not there yet. Honestly, I love
Yeah.
I love the life that we have. So, but
I hear you.
But I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm definitely.
So all
gonna go
right.
Back
So
to the
we
Future.
have Back to the Future's in the championship game here, and to round that out, we have Indiana Jones and Rocky Balboa.
Indy versus Rocky. What do you got, Ryan?
I gotta go with Rocky. I mean, I can make a lot of arguments for both, and I love Harrison Ford. I love the entire Indiana Jones. It's great. Those are great movies, and they're just like Rocky. If they're on, I'm watching them. They're right there. But I don't know. I don't know what it is about Rocky Balboa. He's the underdog. He's the perennial underdog, and he's lovable. You know, he likes.
Yeah, he's lovable like a pit bull. Are you fucking kidding me?
No,
Yeah,
but
he's lovable.
when he's not in the ring, he's playing with
When he's
butt
not in the ring, you got to
kiss.
wipe his mouth and teach his name to him again.
Only in the later films, you know.
Yeah, like 2 on.
And now, you know, now that he's lost his wife, Adrian's dead, and he's got young Creed under his wing, and you know,
I ain't watched Creed.
It's a great movie. You should check that out.
I'm
It's
sure.
and the new one's coming out.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, it's a really good movie, and I'm all
I
bullshit
hear that.
aside.
Well, hell yeah, he was going to get the best supporting actor off of
Yeah,
it.
it's a solid film all the way around. But anyway, Rocky is my choice. But let's see what you guys say.
Who's he up against?
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones. All right, this is solely just this is just being selfish, but all my movies are out, so screw you guys for judging me. Star Wars is gone. You like Rocky? I'm going with the other one.
Oh, you're going with Indiana Jones.
I'm going with Indiana
Just
Jones.
to be a douche.
Just to be an asshole.
All right.
Just to be an ass.
So I've
Which
got
I
the
do
deciding
well.
vote here, huh?
That's
Yes,
right.
you do.
Well, I love both these franchises. I've seen them all many, many times. I own both of them on box set Blu-rays. But I think I got to go with my favorite soundtrack, one of my top movies, America versus the Soviets, Rocky IV, and the Rocky franchise.
James Brown. James Brown. I live in America. Jump back.
I feel good.
Dancing around, Creed looking like a damn ass.
Yeah. Are you saying he deserved to die in that
No,
film?
hell no. Yeah, what the hell? It's Carl Weathers. Action Jackson. Watch that movie, everybody. That's a great one.
Yeah. So in our final matchup here for the championship, we have Michael J. Fox and his DeLorean versus Rocky Balboa and a lot of headshots.
Now, yeah, dramatic. I'm going to say this before we go any further. If Back to the Future wins, we're going to have to add a couple steps to the ladder for Michael J. Fox to get to the top. He's a short fella.
Yeah. Well, someone's going to have to hold that ladder really still.
Real still.
Get a little rickety.
Yeah, put some lefties in his hand so he don't cut himself. But let's move on.
Sorry to all those out there supporting Parkinson's. And
Yeah.
Our apologies.
Yeah. Just trying to
Get
have fun
angry
here,
letters,
guys.
yeah.
Take it easy. Jeez, pull your
Just
pants
jokes.
up.
Just jokes. So what are you saying?
You know where I'm at. I'm going back to the future. I have to.
Shit,
I'm
all
going
right.
to cling through.
Well, Jared, you want to go first?
I'll go first. I really like I said, I love both these franchises. But with Rocky, you've got emotion. I've cried in the Rocky movies.
What?
I've cheered
Takes a real
in the
man to
Rocky
admit that.
movies.
Takes a real man.
Hey,
I don't even know what you cried about. What'd you cry about?
when Mick dies, tell
Yeah,
me you
that's
didn't
touching.
cry.
What?
Yeah. Oh, well, shit, when Apollo dies. And then in later movies, whenever he goes and visits Adrian's grave.
I'm
I mean,
telling
come
you.
on,
that
man.
part. That probably would have
It's
got
real
me. You know what?
tearjerker.
If I'm going to say that, then I'm going to say Forrest Gump when he visits Jenny. That's terrifying. That'd get a tear out of you. But as far as I looked at Mick, he got someone off the payroll. You kidding me?
But you've got the underachiever, like you said. He finally accomplishes his goal. He loses everything. You know, you got the whole gamut
Yeah.
there. So I'm
Classic American tale.
going Rocky.
Oh, I love you, man. I love you because I think anybody that knows me knows that I'm going to go Rocky as much as I love Back to the Future.
Unbelievable.
But Rocky is my penultimate. So I feel like I may have swayed things here a little bit. I'm not
gonna
sure.
leave so I can beat traffic. This is fucking terrible.
But Rocky is the undisputed heavyweight champion of,
Wow.
of
Who would
our
have thought?
movie franchise
Yeah.
battle.
Well, yeah.
Who'd
He
have
is
thought
un-
that they would beat Star Wars? I may have stacked the deck there by voting against Star Wars there.
I still,
might have.
I
Final
still
four.
think I got robbed with Sharknado even.
So if someone paid off the refs maybe to get Star Wars out of
Yeah.
it. But, it is what it is. Well, I hope that everybody enjoyed this. This was fun for us. Maybe we'll do this again sometime down the road. And what it helped us with, I think, is gave us some ideas for other conversations down the road. We're going to talk about Batman.
That's right.
We could talk about Back to the Future
Any
and the
one of
merits
these,
of Michael J. Fox's acting skills.
Maybe.
So,
I don't know.
The merits of Sharknado 5.
yeah.
That's a whole
maybe
episode
we
itself.
should. Maybe damn well we should, because God knows.
We're going to need a lot of Yellowtail.
Oh God! Put a damn snorkel on it and just pour it in.
Well, for this time, I think we're going to sign off here. Make sure you check us out on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook at Load This Podcast. And you can send us an email at loadthispodcast@gmail.com. Other than that, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Ryan.
Oh, I got one thing. I just wanted to give a quick shout out, and I'll tell you guys all about this later. Quick shout out to Ray, R.I.P. on your towing career. You're gonna laugh your ass off. The boys at work know what I'm talking about. R.I.P. Ray. You had a shot. You fucked it up.
All right. Well, on that note, this is Ryan.
This is Joe.
And I'm Jared.
And get a load of this.